have this question that I need to speak to you about, because it's been a while now since somebody actually tried to explain what trance is and what it's going to be like in the future, for instance. Because even though we sit here right now and we think that, oh, we might know what's going to happen, and this is something that we've been expecting our whole life, like that's what we know that future is going to happen, and yeah, like we don't know what trance is, but maybe the future doesn't know either. But as I'm sitting here right now, there is something very profound in the way that people talk about their lives and what they want from life and what kind of concepts they have about, like, oh, what is a good life? Like, who even decides that? And for some people, like, they go out in the street and they think that they're not under trance. And as I recall so many times that I don't even remember, but what I think is that trance happened and it was something that I couldn't control. And we often think that this is something we can control all the time. But control is really like, I'm not in it and you're not either gonna be, because as I take over the power of the situation, that there is so much that we need to think about that we can't actually sort out what's important, what do I need to listen to, what's reality. And all these questions come up because we're confused, and I just want people to know that there is nothing that needs to be explained. And I always say this, but explanations are really useless, and it doesn't need to make any kind of it needs to make sense, but the purpose of the sense doesn't have to be real. It doesn't have to be like materialized in some sort of text or some kind of people talking to each other, and you can call that communication, and you can also call it other things, because the way that we interact it's not always in the conscious plane. It's not even we're not aware of it, and the way that we then can meet is if we enter into trance and we can come into this unconscious level of being and seeing things and exploring our minds really, and then we can understand what it really is to be alive. And I'm not talking about life in a kind of what is life, you know, I don't care really. And the thing that I want to do is to meet really and communicate, but this can't happen here, and I'm not sure it can ever happen actually, but I'm gonna try to, in the unconscious, to really penetrate the mind and see what you can offer me, because I'm not the only one offering something here. I want to be blown away as well. I want to be a part of this great adventure that we often want to have around us, and we want to be on this tropical journey and think that things are going great for us. And I'm wondering, like, if I'm going out from my house and my home in a town where I don't live anymore, and I have a pet with me that I don't even have, because I could never have pets. But as I take this non-existent alien pet out for a walk, we have fun together, and we walk on the street, and there are other pets around, and those pets can really communicate in a way that you and me never could. And I'm wondering if this is something that we can work on. I'm not saying like let's be animals, let's behave in a way that's not us, you know, human beings, but there's something that we can learn from nature, and I'm not a hippie at all, and I'm not saying that all hippies must love nature, and it's really irrelevant to this specific topic of discussion, but what we can approach is this thought of us existing in another reality, which in a way is a part of universe, but because we don't even know universe, we don't even know that reality, and how could we then possibly try to understand something? We can't. And there is not one single way that we as human beings could enter this future or enter death and think that all this have a meaning. Like, I don't even know what's happening right now. I'm sitting here, but am I? I don't know if I'm sitting here. I might as well be dreaming, or I might be running, because I don't know what sitting. This is something I was taught, that sitting is something, you know, you fold your legs, you sit down like this, and this is sitting. I don't know why I know this, but it exists in language, so I'm gonna do this thing that I'm told, and it's not like somebody's in control over me and like, oh, you're sitting, but as I do this thing that I've been taught to do, I don't question it. Maybe it doesn't make sense, but I'm not questioning it. It's something natural for me, and it's something I'm gonna keep on doing. And as I approach you, simply, very gently come over to you and grab you. I want to tell you that you can do the same. You can sit, but you can also think that really you're running. Or not even that, you can even think, oh, saucepan, that's something in language, but you don't even know that saucepan is different from, say, running or sitting. It's just something we were taught. And if we were taught this, the distinctions between a saucepan, running, and sitting, why can't we be taught something else? Because this doesn't make sense to me. And if language is constructed in this way, I'm sure that there are ways that we could meet, and there's ways that we could communicate that doesn't exist within this frame of communication, this frame of inhabited space that we both take part of. And this is something that we can explore together, because if we don't know about it, it's something we have to, you know, go on a journey, figure out, oh, what does this mean? What does it mean anything? Is it even like, does it matter? Like, I don't think this matters, and I don't think that nothing will change, and I'm not sure that change is also something that always needs to happen. We're always looking for change, and we're always like, oh, I wish it was like this, or I wish it was like that. But as we grow older, we approaching death, and I can't choose that. Like, I can't say that, oh, you know what, I'm gonna change that, so I'm not gonna die. So I'm gonna keep on living, or what it is that I'm doing, and, you know, new day approaches, and I'm building walls around me, and somebody else is gonna come and deconstruct them, and what does that tell me about life? It doesn't tell me anything.